Hey there everyone, thanks for watching Fox 10. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Lambers checking in on Tropical Storm Zeta right now, just emerging off the Yucatan Peninsula, beginning to move back into the Gulf of Mexico, where those sustained winds are expected to be picking up. Again, right now the sustained wind 65 miles per hour, tropical storm strength, but still expected to get back up into hurricane strength. Again, that's 74 miles per hour sustained for it to be a Category 1. Also right now, movement northwest at 14 miles per hour with that pressure at 985 millibars. Checking in on our warnings right now, we are under tropical storm warnings for the entire area, but also Jackson County, Mississippi under a hurricane warning for those increased sustained winds expected by the time we get to Wednesday night into Thursday. So tropical storm warnings in place. This does mean that we're going to be seeing those winds bump up to 50 to 75 miles per hour, all possible heading further on into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. So something to keep in mind. Also, storm surge warnings still in place along the Gulf Coast. This is including Mobile Bay in it. So just something to keep in mind, that surf will be rough, but also that storm surge will be increased by the time we get into tomorrow evening and also continuing further on into your Thursday morning and your Thursday afternoon. Checking in on the tropical track with this. This is from the National Hurricane Center, expecting Zeta to get back up to that Category 1 hurricane strength by this afternoon. 80-mile-per-hour winds expected to be up to 85 miles per hour. Category 2 is 95, so not expecting a Cat 2 out of this, just the Category 1. And then by the time it moves further closer towards the Gulf Coast, it's going to be entering into more shear and also colder water temperatures. But zooming in closer towards this track, Mobile, Baldwin County still included in this cone, but also on the front right quadrant of it. Expected to make landfall heading further on into tomorrow evening around 7 p.m. Checking in on the models, they're doing really good so far with this system as it's continuing through the Gulf. All are in agreement of this path with it, staying to the west of Mobile, heading through New Orleans, and also continuing to track through Mississippi and up through the inland areas. They're tight with this. There's a steering mechanism in place. It's wedged in between a high pressure and a low pressure system. That's why all of these models are in agreement and they're steering it. Checking in on the severe weather risk. This is going to be for tomorrow. So we are currently under a slight risk. That's 2 out of 5 risk zone. Tornadoes, all very possible for tomorrow. So this is going to include Mobile, Baldwin counties and extending along the Florida Panhandle. Something to keep in mind. Have a way to get alerts. Tornadoes still very possible Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. So make sure you have all those apps downloaded. Make sure you have your device charged in case we do see some tornadoes and have those tornado warnings issued. Checking in on Futurecast, I'm just going to show you one of our models for what they are showing based on the timing and the projection of this. So this is going to be the GFS model, the American model, starting off for this morning as the Zeta continues to move further towards the Gulf of Mexico in the middle by Wednesday morning. You can start to see some of that moisture beginning to move onshore. Some spotty showers possible heading into tonight and into tomorrow. By tomorrow evening, that's when it's approaching closer towards landfall. You can start to see that eye, but remember, landfall is when halfway of the eye starts to move over land. So by tomorrow evening, starting to see increased effects of it. And by moving onshore, those winds will also increase, but we won't see main effects until tomorrow night. So it's going to be an overnight event here in Mobile. Something to keep in mind, especially for those tornado warnings. It's going to be dark out there. Make sure you have a way to get those alerts. So by the time that we get into tomorrow evening, but it's going to move on through. By Thursday afternoon, we're clear, we're dry, and we have sunny skies all behind this. So checking out on a closer Futurecast, this is going to be the Fox 10 Futurecast, just showing by tomorrow and today, by this afternoon, seeing those spotty showers move through, increasing that coverage as it gets closer. But by the time we get to tomorrow morning, increased rain, but it's starting to approach New Orleans by that point, and by that landfall time, Wednesday, 7 p.m., you start to see it there. But we won't start to see the effects of it until later on that night. Rain starting to come into the picture by 9 p.m. But this is going to be the worst of it that we're going to be seeing. So that 8 p.m. all the way up to that 1 a.m. is going to be the worst that we see of Zeta for Wednesday evening, heading into Thursday morning. So something to keep in mind. This is going to be the worst of it overnight. But then by the time that we move on through by 1 a.m., you can start to see it moving further inland and out of the picture by 6 a.m. for Thursday in case you're heading out the door and heading out to work. So it's going to be a fast moving system. We're still going to be seeing wind. We're still going to be seeing rain, but it's not going to be as bad as what we saw with Sally. It's not as slow. It'll be in and out, very quickly. So something to keep in mind. We've had a lot of questions about school closures. We'll have all of those listed on Fox 10 in case those schools do close. But as you can see, by Thursday morning, it's going to be far out of here. Those winds still expected to be gusty, but we could potentially see those winds get to 50 to 70 miles per hour. We'll continue to keep you updated here on Fox 10 News throughout the day, on the hour, every